By the time the sun comes up, millions of Americans are on their way to work or are there already. They have the equipment they need, they are dressed according to code, and some of them have checked off the first item on their list of things to do. The same should be true for you. You need to be ready to go to work the minute businesses open their doors. After all, you are competing with hundreds, even thousands of job seekers. The sooner you get your foot in those doors, the better. To do so, you need to carefully organize your time. The value of organizing your time comes down to one simple rule. The more interviews you get, the less time it takes to find a job. Need proof? Consider this. Today's job seeker stays unemployed an average of 24 to 32 weeks. That same job seeker usually gets only 1 or 2 interviews per week. But what if you could get 10 interviews per week? How much faster would you find a job? While 10 interviews may sound optimistic, it is possible if you organize your time. To get 10, 8, or even 5 interviews a week, you will need to work hard. The average job seeker spends only 15 hours a week looking for a job. If possible, you should spend twice that, or even more. But all the hours in the world won't do you any good if you don't manage your time.
It's important to realize just how many parts there are to a job search, how many different tasks you have to accomplish on a given day. Of course, there are job openings to find and apply for and interviews to go on, but there are other productive ways to spend your time. There are cover letters to write, resumes to customize, and companies to research. You can spend hours just making phone calls to prospective employers and your network contacts. You can spend time creating an online portfolio, organizing your contacts list, or just hitting the streets and gathering applications. And of course, you need to schedule time for your own personal health. Exercise, take a walk, do something to help relieve the stress that comes with finding a job.
Make sure that you're aware of current events. So instead of parking in front of a television and watching your favorite comedies or soap operas, I would suggest you watch news events, your local television, local TV channels. I would say go to the library, spend some time reading, find out what's current. Increase your circle of friends and peers. Meet someone new. Attend local events, charity events. I would even volunteer if you have a passion or something that you're interested in the social arena. Volunteer. It doesn't have to be long term. Tell them they can have 1 day a week, something of that nature. Stay mentally and physically active.
One of the most effective ways to organize your time is to set up a job search schedule, a weekly plan for how you will spend your hours. Start by deciding how many hours you will spend each week looking for work. Remember, the more hours you are willing to commit, the faster you will find a job. Decide which days of the week you plan to look for work and the specific hours each day, keeping in mind that many businesses are closed on the weekends. Most importantly, set goals for each day. For example, in one day you might update your resume, check the job boards, contact 10 employers, schedule 2 interviews, and so on. Estimate about how long it should take you to complete each goal. But remember to be flexible. An unexpected phone interview, a broken internet connection, or any number of other circumstances might force you to change your schedule for that day. Following are a few more tips for scheduling your job search and managing your time. Set a daily goal for the number of interviews you schedule. Try for at least 1 or 2 a day. Try to vary your activities. Don't spend the entire day on the phone or the entire day scouring the internet. And be sure to take frequent breaks. Be active, not passive during the day. During normal business hours, spend your time contacting employers, going on interviews, and networking. Spend evening hours reading books, checking online postings, and updating your resume. Finally, stick to your schedule. There will be parts of the job search you are less eager to do. Maybe you dread making phone calls or writing cover letters. Don't avoid these activities. Every part of the job search is important and should be part of your daily activities. Take a moment to think about tomorrow or the next day you plan to look for work. What will you try to accomplish? How many employers will you contact? How many interviews will you try to get? What will your goals be for the next day? If you'd like, you could pause the video and write them down. Remember, the more time you commit to your job search, the quicker you will find a job. In the next section, we discuss some ways to keep your job search organized, which will also help you to make the best use of your time.